Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your timeless reading. Please bear in mind a few things before we get started. Please bear in mind that these messages may hit home more if Taurus is found in your Sun, Rising, and or Jupiter position. However, if you're here on the premise of Taurus being in your moon placement, what you may be looking for is emotional redemption, and this reading may not be that for you. So with that being said, I do have some where that you can go if that intrigues you. In the description box below, you'll find a link to my sister channel. The content there or content to come will probably be something more of what it is that you're in search of. However, you're not limited to also feeling that some of these messages may resonate with you. Okay, they just might not hit as home, all right? All right, bear in mind that past, present, and or future energetical timelines could come forth within a reading. Feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific, so, see wherever the story or plot fits you is yours, and naturally leave the rest behind. All right, before we get started, please know that if I am a master healer, so if you'd like any of my tarot services or tarot readings and or remote healing sessions, to book them via the description box below, or just browsing overall any content that's there for you and see where your intuition would like to go in working with me or seeing where other works of mine is available. All right, Taurus. I'm hearing the word benevolence, all right? Woo! This is gonna be a juicy reading because I'm paying attention to the ones that are in it for the wrong reason. There are certain individuals that I know are part of a narrative being close to my personal life that may come across my reading and kind of like test where the energies are, compare my energies to their energies, your energies, specifically Taurus, because I feel someone is a Taurus out there doing this, and kind of going into like a private investigative mode. Now, obviously, this is a very specific message, so it's not for everyone, so don't worry. I know not a lot of you know me personally. Man, it has a lot to do with the fact that no matter where you go in my channel, besides like my Instagram page, you'll see some of the versions of who I am or who I was on my private life. And some of y'all are getting very inquisitive to figuring out who the fuck I am. You don't show your face, and or maybe you have also seen my face. It's not like it's a secret. You can see it, all right? But it's about the message, Taurus, and we have to make that very clear as you are someone who loves to put your nose behind or in books, okay? You love putting yourself in situations where you have the ability to bring your inner high priestess to a challenge, all right? You love that. You love feeding the juices of mystery, conserving the spirits of ancestors and cultural vibrations, all down to the very nickel of indigenous tribes, all right? And being very ritualistic, very forthcoming. But let's not forget who you are at the end of the day, Taurus. You are someone who is experiencing the human experience. You are also flawed. So you need to also sniff at your shit sometimes and understand it doesn't smell all roses, all right? So that needs to be cracked the whip a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Virgo energy comes up in this reading to make that a little bit more clear and poignant for you, Taurus, that you cannot get away from Virgo energy. That doesn't mean that if you are or have had a mixture of some shit happen with the Virgo energy in the past, that energy is coming back to haunt you. No, that is self-delusional pain of knowing that some form your presence in that situation has turned into some form of guilt, okay? And you're trying to therapeutically assess yourself and thinking that it's not actually guilt, that it's something else, that it's somebody else's problem. You're just here trying to be the survival of your ancestors, and that you are answering the call of your ancestors, and that you do not deserve any bad karma your way. Ding dong, woohoo, hello Taurus, wake the fuck up. It doesn't work that way. you will also reap the rewards of understanding what consequences are, to understanding when you ritualize something and the negative effect is on the vulnerability affect of being a very ill situation, then you will feel the penalty even more so, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to sway human consciousness to what it is not. Human consciousness is not of purity, because if human consciousness were of purity, we wouldn't be left with the demise of consciousness once upon a time, or even right now, and trying to reassess ourselves into gaining awareness of our consciousness. All right, do you understand a convoluted mess? Sometimes you can bring yourself to Taurus if you don't make sense to the information that you feel fills and fuels your higher self, but your higher self understands the message before you, the vessel of the human body that is just a replica of what your higher self could be, that you will pay the emotional repercussions and not your higher self. So since you are a spitting image of a symbolic viewpoint of what your higher self could be, let's not call ourselves out on just the good things in life, Taurus, and only be good in the good equation of things, and only be good in the version of how bad you're gonna be, because to be bad means you don't get caught. You're already caught in the eyes to a high priestess, Taurus. All right, your doing of what you think no one in your circle understands has already been caught and found out by someone else. Consider yourself exposed. And this is the love variant reading, Taurus. I know, right? I don't even know if y'all are here. The love variant, what does it mean? Well, obviously it means various different ways of how love is a triggering factor to how you think it is, to what it is and what it's not, and all that jazz. How it shows up, whether it being a singlehood, a romantic, platonic relationship, marriage, divorce, I don't know. It's whatever various ways that you are here. The universal justice energy is more intense, and it will only get more intense as you coast the rainbow of life moving forward, and you want to ritualize every breath that you're taking, Taurus. The sense of responsibility of matching your ego to divinity is a lot more in disciplinary an act of cause and effect than you could even utter the name of who your higher self could be. All right, that's how fast shit won't be hitting the fan if you don't get your shit together. The walker, the unknown journey, the chiromancer, delivering news, collaboration, and the painter, productivity, creation. On to the finer things in life, Taurus. You're like, oh my God, you're bullying me. You're bullying me. Ether is saying, stop, hold your horses here with the hand, all right? And some of you will read palms, very literal here, read palms and do a fairly good job about it. When I say fairly good job about it, is that you're not pushing the limits to what your consciousness wants you to know. You have developed yourself in knowing what you remember, and you're utilizing that gift to share. But I challenge you through the equation to stretch your limit a bit more. And in doing so, feel out who you are, who you're with, what you absorb in the social engagements that you're in, Taurus. It's very important at this time. Some of you have painted the diplomatic ways of having a conversation between two people, two kind-hearted people. You were a participant of a conversation in the past that destroyed a sense of loyalty and ownership in the form of light. And I'm hearing the Syrian Palladian and the Arcturian deal, an agreement has to be set forth for you to understand how serious this is in galactic matter, to put any form of shame or darkness into light vibrational being of any kind when you knew and felt that in your deep soul, that sense of purity, and you have wished it darkness, okay? There's a level of stoppage onto your power. You need to be simmered down. You need to be exploited. You need to be exposed in a sense of knowing that you cannot be that mysterious as you would like to be, all right? Some of you are feeling in your heart, had ringing in the ear, to kind of push the limits of where your powers can go. But when it stops, and being in a moment of making yourself emotionally vulnerable because you're looking for connection and you start feeling pain, Taurus, you need to accept that there is something wrong that you're doing and mishandling your shadows. Look at that, your energy, the crow. You're highly intelligent, Taurus. Like I said, you have a huge sense of responsibility. Consider that little light here that now is kind of coming from the sun overcast here, from the Walker card, heading down into the darkness of what is just an illusion, where we see the spotlight being on that the crow here, and the crow having the key to all. You are a vessel of continuity. You have the ability to understand. You have the ability to take control. And Ether sees you for having taken us all the control that you have. For that, you get the respect of having the responsibility of being the Hierophant. You are someone who keeps depressing the limits of perspectives of when somebody wants to have romance in their life. There is a beauty emanating of you, around you, casted on the aesthetics of who you are, that is so charming and so alluring and is so vivaciously sexy that people really want to be near you because you have something to offer. You kind of go around unlocking little secret codes that someone didn't even know that they had inside until they saw you, all right? And there's a sense of responsibility that comes across of you not really understanding why you have that power to do that. And I feel that little light bulb, that little lightning rod here is coming through as that galactic Virgo energy, all right? You're going to be all, those of you who have an astrological mindset of what it means to have some sort of a conversation tied into astrology are going to be super fucking annoyed via your ego, saying like, oh fuck, Virgo energy, get the fuck out of here. Virgo energy is not galactic light, and vice versa. Galactic light is not Virgo energy. And honestly, don't give a shit. This is not about that. And point blank, period. All right, so highly intelligence has nothing to do with actually being smart and actually having an IQ of a higher value. It is understanding the vibration of light in the purest forms that it shows itself, even if the impurities show themselves as obstacles in life. It is the way we handle those experiences that fortify how we go lifeward, right? 9 of Cups energy, 10 of Cups energy. So wanting that emotional fulfillment that I said. Like I said that ego card and the ego Capricorn card came through, all right? And I said it earlier. There is a need to understand why you feel so strong in delivering a message. But also, the devil is not one to be fucked with. If you don't understand your shadows, the one that controls the darkness is going to manipulate the mind until you think you're living in Zen, because it's all you will know that it is, until you come across a slithering of some sort of something that will remind you that you're actually not in a version of heaven, you're actually in a version of mental hell. And the reason why I say it so blatantly is because you are smart enough to understand the difference. Some of you practice in reading energy, some of you practice in reading and giving tarot card readings for individuals. People rely on the things that you say, Taurus, and you know that. And so, since you understand it from that level, I think you also understand why the message has to be as brutal as it may seem that it's coming across. Because some of you are being, all of you, and according to this reading, are feeling triggered by your ego in one way or another, because your ego is the one doing all the job. You know this. All right, but establishing a better understanding of your ego, ladies and gentlemen, all those in between and beyond, is to understand why the devil is there and existing in the first place. Okay, you learn how to dance in the favor of devil energy is not to succumb to devil energy and to be a slave to it. It's to be in power of who you are. And then the devil leaves you alone because you have now mastered your own fucking shadows and no one needs to do it for you. 4 of Swords, you've mastered your own shadows. No one has to do it for you with the Ace of Pentacles, because you know how to reach to the diving depths of where earth vibration hits the core, inner earth. Some of you know a lot of information, go diving deep into conspiracy theories or conspiracy facts, whatever they are, is just a lot of vibration to the comedy of life and the politics of, if you want to call it, the universe, or even global Earth, the planet Earth, or the solar system. Whatever it is that we know of humanity is controversial, especially now, because we changed from one yuga age to a whole completely new dawning of an age. And that dawning of an age is coming back as a remembrance of knowing we need to return to it. And we're returning to it by understanding we are right there where we are needing and needed to be. So you're taking that sense of security and you're illuminating yourself with knowledge, because that, look at how bright that pineal gland is glowing, all right? Because you understand the message, even if the message has to be really daunting for you to understand. Damn, cutting myself to the truth feels good, because at least at that point, I've actually cut myself from the responsibility of needing to be bound to it. Having that sense of security is going to allow you to feel a better sense of hope and be there for building a level of security for those that are around you. Because there, again, I already said it, there are a lot of people around you that look forward to what it is that you have to say, a lot of things that you do. They admire the workload, okay? I was trying so hard here to bring in some level of goodness in this love variant reading, right? But with the Three of Swords here, we're still tainted with knowing that something in the past, because of the stoppage here, the black hand here is saying stop. The ether, it's a big red flag of saying, hold up. What is happening? It seems to be like a continuing narrative for earth signs right now, that they need to like fucking stop and just not allow themselves to hear their ego so much, or even react, basically. Like, it would be really best if earth signs right now would just be quiet in this time of the next 3 months. Like, in all optimal world, in this perfect situations, I'm hearing 3 months of just like committing to silence and not reacting and being just in the moment to whatever your moment is allowing yourself to pay attention to within those 90 or so days. Because there is a level of continuity happening within you that is confusing you to the point where you don't know which wolf to entertain within you, the good one or the bad one, and not understanding the moral cause as to why both are existing, and why you felt the need to be manipulative in the past to certain people, knowing damn well you did not want to destroy that kind of destiny in your path way, but knowing that you did, and almost like doing I'm hearing like a tester. You know, you went on a trial testing if you can do a ritual on someone, and it didn't work. It worked in the way of finding your successes, but the way you feel about a Taurus is blatantly clear that you feel absolutely at odds and destroyed by your sense of responsibility with something that you did in the past year, okay? And that you want to put, it's coming up now, even if it's something that happened already a long time ago, because your brain's like, whoa, I don't know what she's talking about, but maybe that's coming up. And if that happened like 10, 15 years ago, yeah, we're still talking about that. Because something about that situation, that person, that someone, however you were, Taurus, even if you were on the butt end of getting shit done to you, something you didn't do caused this pain to come forth. And if in the end it was, even to the shitty ass message that's about to come out of my mouth, that you were a victim of abuse, it is you being at your quote unquote fault for not standing up for yourself sooner. And that is how deep this shit is gonna wanna go, to try to remember why we have to go there at that time and space, even though you really want to know what's happening to your day-to-day tomorrow, or what the fuck happened yesterday, and right now in the next 10-15 minutes, who's gonna do this shit? Is this person gonna cheat on that? Is this person gonna cheat on me? Is this person gonna see me for who I am? The everyday bias conversations you tend to have need to fall on the waistline if you want to step into the field of what this Chariot card is doing and is fucking with the Sphinxes, and understanding the legacy of having to be quiet in order to hear them. Some of y'all want the everyday drama, like, oh, this person, you know, is like over there, mad cute over there, and I want him, and I think this person is my soulmate, and this person is going to come back into my life. I really need to know, reader, if this person is coming back into my life, because I just don't know if I can, look at that, Six of Cups, I just don't know if I can go on without this in the person, bottom of the deck, right? I just don't know, Hanged Man here, with the Four of Swords here. Do you understand what's happening here? You just don't know what is up. All right, I don't sound mean to be this sassy or cunning or whatever I am, but I need to bring awareness to that energy needing to go here. That whininess has got to go. Self-pity party, you also asked for this, all right? There's a huge sense of responsibility of coming across from this energy here, looking across what it is you did over your shoulders and knowing exactly what the fuck just happened. Some of you even want to have a funeral for yourself to kind of forgive the version of a life, of a chapter that you were before. Do you understand how exposed you can be? Because you're letting all the spirits know that there's a ceremony of you while you're still living. It's not bad, but it has to make sense through and through. And if there's any sense of doubt coming forth here and trying to manipulate what your heart is trying to say, because right now the heart is surrounded by doubt with the moon energy and the Four of Cups. The Death card is not too far. The injured Nine of Wands over here is not too far either. And that too focused energy of the Chariot is kind of blanketing the whole fucking thing. And it's because bingo. Fucking ego. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Someone knows the song. All right, so you have an obsession to wanting to save humanity. Consider yourself already. Consider this. Humanity. One second. All right. Apparently we all needed to wake up. Phew. All right. Man, exciting. All right. Eight of Wands. The message coming through. I mean, ain't that clear? I mean, that shocked everybody just now. Five of Wands. Yep. The shock is real. Five of Wands energy. A lot of drama in the air. A lot of like, whoa, who is that? Right? Thinking about like whose spirit answered for that to happen. Seven of Pentacles. Look at that. Whose spirit wanting to really look at and reevaluate someone's life here, going back to plan A, and looking at everything a bit more with a sense of purpose here, so that way with a sense of purpose can make you pay attention to other things that happen at random moments, and then you're like, whoa, the universe is so synchronistic. But it's so weird how the synchronicities that happen are like the epiphanies for us to wonder how magic or magnificent things kind of are unfolding or seem to be so like euphoric at those times and these moments where an unknown inevitable second could have triggered fear or could have triggered euphoria or just overall just anything, right? And that's also how amazing the world can work in making us individuals feel very individualistic. It's when those rabbit holes come into play where our divinity gets into question, because the rabbit is so poignant and being symbolic of chasing wisdom and searching for the truth and diving deeper and deeper and deeper and down the tunnel in order to get various ways of different form of sensational gratification, even if it's fear. All right, we're chasing more of it. It becomes very predatorial of us to do so, because it kind of goes into the opposite side of the coin of feeding the ego because we want to save something or someone, and in doing so we become very conscientious. The more conscientious you are with ancestors and tradition, belief, and all the theologies of the world, the more your mind can expand on what is fundamentally right in front of you, right? These cards become past the 3D quality that they are meant to look at in this random reading. So taking yourself more seriously is also developing a sense of character for yourself here. And look at that with the Sun card. Developing a better sense of awareness and not being afraid of everything here, and all your choices. Two of Pentacles energy here, becoming more astute in knowing the fundamental responsibility you hold and knowing as much as you do and chasing as much as you do, Taurus, because it's all showing itself up in your reality due to only your choices. Someone understands tarot. You value yourself for being the Hierophant energy, Taurus, as much as you highly love the power of the High Priestess to understand the message and the point of also the roles of not only all the tarot cards, but your role specifically as a Hierophant. However, you're not gaining breath. You're exhausted. Exhausting yourself out in ways that you don't even give yourself credit to, because your choices are leading you towards more illumination. That illumination is making you glow, is making you fundamentally proud and joyous and pretty much in a good vibration for you to be with and be on. But ultimately, there's something chaotic still happening, and it has to do with the overall nautical pursuit of your consciousness and not just your focused checking off the paradigms of boxes just to make you a good person, okay? It's not about just following a niche of people and feeling accustomed to them. It's not just feeling that customization can only be found in those niches. Is a lot, all right? There's a lot coming through, and I know that you, Taurus, have a lot of responsibility. You take on a lot of responsibility, but here's a secret that's not a secret anymore, even if it were a secret. You are very close to being Virgo energy, Taurus, in the way that you really want to understand what is out there to be understood. The reason why Virgo energy comes in and challenges you is because what you are still thinking you need to understand has already been understood by Virgo. It's just they're silent around you and not telling you that because they're still in self-doubt, expressing the ultimate truths, even for themselves or everyone else around them, especially a healed, powerful Virgo energy. All right, not for all, but for someone. Woohoo! Leo energy coming through here as well, because the fiery spitting ego wanting to come and tell you about humanitarian here. All right, Leos are really good at understanding the history of Earth vibration. So understanding them and why they Some of you, I see some of you completely get into like stiflers with Leo energy and like annoyed by them, and it's because the ego clashes here with the Seven of Pentacles. But ultimately, what's happening is that you get invigorated with a sense of spark, because that temperament that you get from being around this energy is feeding you with a sense of purpose, and that purpose is to be honored in the form of it being a likeness towards this Leo energy, if this rings bells. All right. Your inner nautical compass. What did I say? Your nautical, your nautical self. The universe has multiverse, and darkness is void of death. See, I mean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And some of y'all are like, I don't know how it's beautiful. It's beautiful because it ties in together. Does it feel beautiful? No. All right, no. But we need to start accepting that those feelings that we have, something out there wants us to feel it. So we need to sit there like a good boy and girl and feel this shit. Feel it. You love the act of communicating with other people based on feelings and sensuality the most. Okay, physical contact is super fucking important for you, Taurus. All right, so let's not forget that you need to actually be the one to be a bit more physically open, and not necessarily in the legs compartment and having sexual intercourse. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about opening up that heart chakra and really allowing yourself to put the testament of where you're strong in the root chakra and the sacral chakra up to the heart chakra, and practice with the green, because you talk a lot of confidence, Taurus, and people love you, but the ether is fucking watching. Ether is watching. And the darkness is void of death. All right. You do not need to be dead to understand how shit life can be. All right. But it also doesn't mean that escaping into death is the safest and also the cure for what the troubles are, because that's also not the case. To take care of a wound, even if it is in any paradigm or crevice of your past life, or in this life just a long time ago, or a moment ago because you were triggered by the siren or the doorbell. Things, when you bring attention to them, can immediately heal, but you need to bring attention to them and not avoid them. That's why darkness is void of death. All right, Taurus. If you'd like any of my services, from booking a tarot reading or a remote healing session or anything, check out that description box below. Any form of links to take you wherever it is that you'd like to go. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.